But I have been playing this game off stream, just messing around. You know, it's fun to just to do. There's a lot to do in this game, and not every single little thing I'm going to be doing online. So this time around, I actually ended up experimenting with this. This is the Beast Claw. I was doing some research as to how that all works, how the Beast Claw and the associated Beast Rune works, and the Beast Statistic. What is it called? The Beasthood Statistic? Yeah. Mine is currently 444, which seems like a lot. I'm sure it could get even higher, but for the purposes of experimentation, I equipped different pieces of armor that increased the Beasthood stat. Actually, we can take a look really quick here. I believe if we press help, R3 for help, we can learn a little bit more about what Beasthood really is. Beasthood, the higher this attribute, the closer you are to Beasthood when temporarily transformed. So, I believe that this stat here, Beasthood, relates to this bar, which you won't see. Yeah, you're not gonna see it. But actually, let's go. Let's go into Central Yharnam and try this out for a bit. This is what I was doing off stream. Actually, let's go back real quick and spend our insight, because insight is related to all this as well. Again, like, this game is 6 years old or something like that, and playing this game again on Twitch, or playing this game again for streaming purposes has kind of made me appreciate it all over again. And it's actually not just a matter of playing the game and trying to survive, as it was for me when I first played this game, but really it's more like I'm playing this game and trying to really understand everything that's in it, all the systems, all the mechanics, the lore. You can see that there's a bar that appears above my head as I attack, as I land successful attacks, and every time I successfully hit somebody or something, the meter goes up just a little bit. However, unfortunately, it doesn't go up too much per hit, and it actually goes back down to 0 quite quickly. And that's actually related to the insight stat. If you look at the top right corner there, there's the blood echo symbol that's on the top, and then right below it is the eye, which indicates insight. And I have 7 insight right now, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but for the purposes of using the beast claw weapon and beast transformation, you want it to be effectively 0, or as close to 0 as possible. So let's try to spend it on something right now. And before I do that, let's also make sure that I have some Madman's knowledge just to bring me back up. Yeah, okay, so I've got plenty of Madman's knowledge and the other kind. Buy insight. What can we buy? What do we need? Got 24 of those. Numbing mist. Don't got too much of that. This stuff isn't too important right now. These outfits. Maybe I could buy some of this. I don't think I have Maria's clothing. Let me double check here. See if I've got Maria's outfit. Oh. I noticed that it's actually organized. Oh, Maria. Yeah, so I have Maria's outfit. I actually have doubles of some of this stuff too. Other attire. I thought maybe I didn't have it so I could buy it. What else? Gas coin, bone ash. Blue elixir. Numbing mist. Let's get a few of these. And okay, let's get a few of these. Okay, so I have 0 insight now. The doll is still present, however, if I leave here and come back, I'm thinking that the doll will be returned to an inanimate doll. And that's related to your insight. And there's actually something that I had read about that as well, which is really this whole lore thing regarding the doll and Gehrman. I was reading like this lore theory, which was pretty interesting. I will attempt to relay that back in time, but let's do what I was originally setting out to do. Yeah, so let's go. I was like, what was I going to do? But yeah. Let's go to Central Yharnam. To be honest, Central Yharnam, the enemies are fairly weak now, so it's not like I'm going to be able to score a lot of hits on my enemies before they die. But effectively, when you take on beast form, when you use the beast blood pellets, or you use the transformed version of the beast claw, as I'm going to do, you can see that there's like this countdown. Let's transform it. Not a countdown, but like when I hit, right? There's this stat. It's not really going all that high because I'm not really scoring a lot of hits on my enemies. But we can actually take a beast blood pellet. Let's see. Okay, that'll give us. It's supposed to help us a little bit, but every time I hit an enemy, that bar increases, and the bigger it gets, the more damage I do. I believe that's how it works. Although the increase to your damage is proportionate to the damage that you take back. As you saw just now, I took a big heap of damage just back, which isn't good. So, oh boy. One thing that I wanted to experiment with the beast claws was just how much damage I could do. However, yeah, the fact that it ticks slowly away, that kind of really sucks. But the enemies kind of get into a hit stun state pretty quickly, which is really good. And there's also armor that increases the amount of increases your meter quickly. I'll try and explain myself a little better after I deal with these guys. I'm thinking that the Beast Claws might be really effective against bosses. However, against normal enemies, especially these basic enemies that are right at the beginning of the game, it's not that effective, unfortunately. I have yet to fill up this bar completely. Let's heal. Ooh, oh boy. And the moveset for this weapon is really cool. I really like it. I know I'm just pretty much doing R1 attacks, but there's a lot more to it. Oh boy, here's a big boy. This guy. Using a lot of heals. I feel like my meter can get bigger, faster. Beasthood, 505. Oh. Okay, hold on. 505. Oh yeah, there's another guy down the ladder here. We can try and attack him. Also, if you take a look at my health is slowly ticking down. That's because of a blood gem that I put on. Let's take this. I would like to fill the bar completely, but yeah. I wonder if this armor isn't the best to put on. I thought it was. Beasthood, 56. The higher the number, the better for the purposes of gaining or increasing the Beasthood stat, right? I think. Let me take a look. Beasthood, the higher this attribute, the closer you are to Beasthood when temporarily transformed. Okay, so yeah, that is how it works. Oh, you know what? I think I know what's happening here. So before, when I was trying out the Beast Claw, and oh, I should take it off. Look at my health; it's going down. Before, when I was testing out this Beast Claw, I was able to fill up my bar, the bar that's above my head, much quicker, and now it's much harder to fill it up, and I was kind of wondering why. I think I understand now. It's because my Beast Claw is now +9. So it's just so much stronger that I'm able to dispose of my enemies quicker, and thus the Beasthood stat doesn't really increase all that much. But let me see if I'm reading everything correctly here. Special attack. Gradually depletes health, not -9. That's why my health is going down, but I'm aware of that. Physical attack up. Attacks versus beasts down. Increased stamina cost. Okay. Hold on a second. Special attack. Strength of slow, rapid poison added to attack, and extent that attack is raised versus kin and severely transformed beasts. Okay, well... So, I think right now, this claw might be good against boss-type enemies where their health is really, you know, where they have a lot of health, obviously, so I can kind of continually wail on them and then build up my meter. As you can see, it's not even half. That was about as big as it's gotten during this session right now. And you're always going to have to balance out attacking enemies with obviously the need to dodge and everything too, right? Because, you know, I want to keep up the pressure, but of course, you will have to back down from time to time just to avoid damage. It's interesting, but it's not something that I've fully grasped as of yet. That's going to take some time, but the good thing about the whole Beast Blood and this mechanic is that it's not tied to any of your stats. You know, you've got Vitality, Endurance, Strength, Skill, Blood, and Blood Tinge, and Arcane. As you can see, I'm really trying to focus on Arcane here. None of that is tied... Your Beasthood isn't tied to any of that. There isn't a stat that I can increase that'll help me gain better Beasthood performance, so to speak. Not that I know of, at least. So that's a good thing, because, you know, as I said, I'm trying to focus on Arcane, and eventually I'll probably put some more stats into Vitality or something. But I don't have to spread myself too thin in terms of leveling up, because Beasthood is completely separate. In that sense, Beasthood kind of reminds me of Pyromancy from Dark Souls 1, where Pyromancy wasn't tied to any specific statistic, as I mentioned, right? It simply was upgraded by increasing... Oh, let's back off. Back in a corner. Increasing and leveling up the Pyromancy hand. Me and my friends, we often called it the glove. I know it's not a glove, but we always called it that. And Pyromancy was, like, very useful back in Dark Souls. I don't really know about Dark Souls 2 or 3, how useful it was back then. So, yeah, I can mess around with this, just to try it out. But it's not really going to be the main focus of this build. It's just kind of like something to experiment with. Got the Beast Roar. Got my creepy monster face. Okay. I thought I was gonna get hit by that. Use my Beast Roar. Oh. Just realized I wasn't transformed. That's my favorite move. That's also a really cool one. Scraping the ground and then slashing. So yeah, I would like to try this out on a boss. That might be really interesting. Uh-oh. What the heck? Why's this guy giving me a hard time? Oh my gosh. Ooh, missed. Alright. So it's something interesting that I'd like to try out from time to time, even just as like a break from the main build that I'm working on, which is Arcane. And it really doesn't cost me anything in terms of allotting points to my when I level up, so that's fine. I actually didn't realize that until I started looking into it more about how this whole Arcane system, sorry, not Arcane, Beasthood system works. The attacks are very fast. Maybe not as fast as the Blades of Mercy, the weapons that you can get from Eileen the Crow, but they're still pretty good, in my opinion. And there's a whole system that revolves around the usage of the Carol rune. The last one there, that's in a green circle on the top right hand corner, that's the Beast rune. That allows me to get this spooky monster appearance, as you see here. And if I actually take off this shirt, you can see that like the whole chest and arm kind of has this beastly appearance, which is really cool. But of course, you kind of want to put that stuff on just because you want to get the buff to your Beasthood stat. And I think that's the best thing you can put on that I have currently, is the Constable's garb, which to me seems ironic. The Constable and the character Valter, the guy with like the pot, like the steel bucket on his head, all of that seems to me like those guys are all about taking care of beasts and stuff, right? Attacking them, rather. And yet, their clothing is very well suited to buffing up the Beasthood stat. Stamina low. Yeah, the damage is pretty good now. I've taken this weapon to +9, so if I really want to commit to this, I can use a blood rock. I can buy one from the shop or find them. I'm not really sure how many more blood rocks I can find in this playthrough. Maybe in the DLC. Where's that guy that was? There you go. There we go. So yeah, I'm just kind of messing around with this whole beast blood thing. Sorry, not beast blood, Beasthood. Ooh. Oh, is there some drops? Blood vial, always definitely going to need that. Let's see. You know, back in the day when this game first came out, and no one really knew much about how these systems worked, and even with like the few bits of information that we had heard about this game, even the rumors actually, my mind was absolutely spinning with possibilities, right? And I remember there was some phrase that kind of amounted to something along the lines of like, you can become a beast, right? And I was like, oh my god, can I turn into a monster? Can I turn into like a boss, even like a boss type enemy, and invade other players? I really thought that was something that was going to happen. You know, whether it be kind of like the werewolf that you see, or some other kind of beast. I was really looking forward to that. And, you know, the game comes out and it becomes evident that, you know, something like that isn't really going to happen. But as far as like kind of achieving something close to that within the limitations of their budget and the time that they had, I feel like this whole Beasthood thing is pretty cool. It's definitely not as elaborate as I thought it was going to be. And, you know, you do appear as a beast. You can see that my character does look different. But he's not physically transformed in terms of like his entire character model, right? Like he still keeps up there, like pretty much the same proportions of the standard hunter model. Where I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna turn into like a giant werewolf. That's really what I thought. I mean, they showed many things in the original reveal trailer, including this shot here of one of the werewolves getting burned. And yeah, I you know, again, my brain just kind of imagining all sorts of awesome things before the game had come out. I was thinking, oh, this is like a bonfire. And then, you know, this werewolf you can turn into the werewolf, but this is a guy that lost. You know, something like that. I don't know. I would definitely love to see, if it's not from Software, from somebody else, try that though. Just become a true beast, a true werewolf, prowling the streets, pursuing and invading other players. That would be really fun. So let's head back. Let's head back to the Hunter's Dream, now that I've kind of had my fun messing around with this Beasthood thing. And there's actually a bit more that I'd like to talk about Beasthood and the Hunter's Dream, but we'll get to that a little later, if I remember. Okay. What's my... Okay, hold on. Oh, flame sprayer. Okay. I should actually think about buffing up this flame sprayer. I'm not sure how much points I put into it currently, but we'll take a look now. But yeah, I've been reading. Oh look, see, this is probably as good a time as any to talk about the other thing. I was thinking maybe I'll wait a little later, but you know, we're kind of on the subject, and it does relate to beasts and insight. As you can see here, the the doll has returned back to its plain doll state. I think we can still interact with it, channel blood echoes, which is good. That's more of a convenience thing, more than anything else, which is good. But the reason why the doll appears this way, that it's back to its, like, you know, like normal doll state, is related to my insight. As you can see, my insight is 0 right now. When you first get to the Hunter's Dream, and if you haven't achieved any insight just yet, when you start the game, this is how the doll appears. But once you get at least 1 point of insight, whether it be through Madman's Knowledge, which is the item right here, through Madman's Knowledge, or witnessing a boss or environment, a different environment, you'll gain insight, right? And the insight represents how much closer you are to, like, the Eldritch Truth, the, you know, like, forbidden knowledge. Can we even... Here we go. What does it say here? Level of insight or depth of inhuman knowledge needed to ring special bell but induces frenzy. The special bell that they're referring to is the co-op bell that you ring. But the other point that they mentioned there is frenzy, which is really interesting. Induces frenzy. So, if I take one piece of insight, we'll do that now. Just use one. The doll will be normal again. Not right now. We'll have to reload into the scene. That's just a weird From Software thing, where the current state of the game world won't change until you sort of load in and out of an area. So let's do that now. So the thing I was reading about was basically about this notion of beasthood and insight, and how that relates to the doll and Gehrman. So I'll try and relay that back, and I'll also link to the Reddit post that I had discovered. Credit where credit's due, of course. When I eventually take a break, I'll try and find the proper link to it as well, so I can mention it. But now the doll should be alive again. Yeah, see that? So, effectively, the lore theory that I was reading was about how Gehrman here's our buddy Gehrman. What's he up to these days? He's sleeping. I think we can hear him say some stuff.
Oh, Lawrence, what's taking you so long? I've grown too old for this. Of little use now, I'm afraid. Oh.
Gehrman, and I wonder if we can get a good look at his leg here. It's actually a little hard to see, thanks to all this foliage. But he has a peg leg. One peg leg in his right. You can get a better look at it when you fight Gehrman as a boss. Spoilers. That he has one peg leg. So, going back to the theory, rather, is that Gehrman here doesn't actually know that the doll is alive. Which is really funny to me, because I'm like, aren't these the only two people here in the Hunter's Dream? How could he not know? And the reason why he doesn't know is related to insight. So, this theory basically hinges on the fact that he has 0 insight, right? I have 1 now, so I'm able to see the doll. I previously had 0, so I wasn't able to perceive that she was alive. But now that I have at least 1 insight, I know that she's alive. Now, how is it that Gehrman doesn't have insight? Well, the theory goes that he is a very workman-like character. In many of the lore and articles and items that you read about Gehrman, he's someone that fought beasts because that was basically his job, but he's not actually all that into the larger, cosmic implications of Bloodborne. This is just his job, and he's kind of tired of it right now. But there's this whole thing about Beasthood, right, which is kind of what my character is all about right now, and how Beasthood performs better when you have less and less insight, and it performs the best when you have 0 insight. So the theory goes that he was so far along using the blood and everything to enhance himself, that he was in danger of becoming a full-on beast, right? And he amputated his leg. Why did he amputate his leg? Well, there's an item here in the game, and I forget which one, but it says that many hunters believed that Beasthood crept up through the right leg. I'm not sure if I can find it now, but there's a couple of pieces of armor here where you can kind of see that the leg has been tied off with a belt to prohibit. Here we are. Look, this is it here. Old hunter trousers. Old hunter trousers that protected countless hunters from the beasts in an older age. A widespread belief of the period was that beast blood crept up the right leg, and this led to the double wrapped belt. So yeah, you can see that the leg has been wrapped up to kind of prohibit the Beasthood to creep up and overtake this entire body. And in fact, when you take here, that was injecting the left leg so that I could get quicksilver bullets, but if I heal, he'll inject the right leg. There you go. So the theory goes that Gehrman, being the first hunter, kind of like the prototype hunter, used blood so much and so often that he was in danger of becoming a beast himself, and so amputated his right leg to sort of stop. But that just goes to show how far along he was on one side of the spectrum of becoming a beast, and the total opposite side of that scale is becoming fully cosmically aware, right? Getting total complete awareness, which is like getting maximum insight, right? And that's just not something that Gehrman was ever completely interested in. So yeah, if it's true that he has 0 insight, then he wouldn't notice that this doll is actually real. The doll that he made, by the way. And it's just kind of sad, I guess. But yeah, anyways, let's get back into gear. Let's become fully cosmically aware as a lumen would.
I didn't know that.
Hey Bacon, how's it going? What in particular did you not know? Because the whole aspect about Gehrman and the whole insight, that's simply a theory that I was reading about, a really interesting one and a really strong one. However, it does sort of hinge on this notion that Gehrman has no insight, rather.
The whole right leg thing.
Yeah, the whole right leg thing is really interesting. I think that's really cool. Let's see. Just putting on my proper gear, my proper cosplay. But yeah, the whole aspect about the whole right leg thing is true. As I showed already, healing into the right leg, you inject your right leg, and Gehrman here does not have a right leg anymore. Although, yeah, as I said, that's all dependent on believing that Gehrman has 0 insight. Is it true or not? I don't know. The other thing that... Hold on, let me put on my proper weaponry here. There we go. Oh yeah. I wanted to take a look at my flame sprayer. Oh, I took it to +3. Alright. Yeah, this is my loadout. What am I doing now? I was gonna go to... Upper Cathedral Ward. How do we get there? No. What the heck? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Upper Cathedral Ward. Before I go there, the other thing I wanted to mention, though, that somewhat, I believe, refutes that claim, at least to some degree, is that when you yourself choose the ending where you defeat Gehrman but not the Moon Presence, you become the next Gehrman. Like, you get into a wheelchair and the doll carts you around, right? And some people believe, I haven't confirmed it for myself, that your right leg is missing at that point. So that's pretty interesting too, but I don't know if that's actually true.